That's about as American as it gets, bro.
It's American.
Is this thing on?
Check 1 2 1 2.
It's fucking crazy.
They're invincible, indestructible, and he's living for like 10,000 years.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hunt for Greatness podcast.
Yeah, that's mine.
I'm sure you won't. You don't care. All right. Greetings from Podcastville. I'm here with the Hunt for Greatness podcast. I got Jonathan Usgaetake on the podcast today. What's up, Jonathan?
What's up?
How you doing, baby?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. So your boys are winning in the tournaments this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
They had a tournament this week in Myrtle Beach, and I'm very happy. It's been almost since they moved in with me 2.5 years, 2 and 3 months. Oh, 2.5, 2 years and 2 months, I think. And they've been training, and they're doing really good. I'm very excited and happy for them.
And they're 13 and 15?
13 and 15, yes.
Wow, dude.
Yes,
And they've been with you 2.5 years?
Maybe 2 years since they moved in.
That's awesome.
I got full custody of them. That long
Oh,
ago.
they're like they live with you.
They live with me now.
Oh, I thought you were meaning like just in your school.
No. They never train.
How'd you know them? Like how'd you?
My kids?
Oh, they're your kids.
They're my boys.
Oh, okay. So because you talk about your students like they're your kids.
No,
too.
everybody's my kids, but this is my sons.
Gotcha.
They used
Wow.
to. That's from my previous marriage, and
Okay.
they live with their mom in the past, but now they live with me, and they started training 2 months ago, and they're doing really good. They're very disciplined, and I'm very happy and excited for the future.
Now, have you always been like a disciplined type of person, or?
I was when I was in my country, and then I came here and I slacked for a while, and then, I got back into being disciplined again, and I don't think I will slack again.
How did you start slacking, you think?
Just when I moved here, I used to do a lot of, sports and martial art in my country, and then when I moved here, I just felt like maybe burnt out, too much discipline. Who knows? And then I just started kind of leaving, eating too much. I got putting some weight, and I think the only way I was able to lose weight and get back in shape was doing martial arts again. And that's, to me, what I call discipline. You have to have a lot of discipline for martial arts.
Yeah, especially when anybody tells me they're a black belt, I'm like, automatically, I'm like, well, you obviously have self-discipline.
Yeah, you have to, especially in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think, is they have a thing that say the average belt will never get their black belt. So if you're an average Joe, they say you don't get that belt.
You got to go the extra mile above and beyond. Yeah.
I got mine in 8 years, training a lot. So I heard cases where people take them 14 years of your life dedicated.
You good with that fan like that? I thought I cut it off. I didn't.
That's better.
So to even be committed to something for 8 years is a big deal.
It's a big deal. I look at it as a big deal.
To me, to be committed to something for 1 year is a big deal. That's why people do New Year's resolutions. And
yeah, exactly.
That's what. Whenever Sean told me about you, shout out to Sean for linking us up. But whenever he told me about you, he's like, yeah, he's a black belt in judo, black belt jiu-jitsu. He was telling me you used to be a boxer.
Yeah,
as well,
I boxed
before you hurt your neck. I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I hurt my neck. I practiced boxing for 6 years, 7 years, and I enjoy it very much. I never really did it for anything. I just did it to learn it, to get in shape, and But it was discipline. I did it every day, 2-3 times a day.
This was in Venezuela?
No, here.
Oh, in America.
Yeah,
So you moved to America 30 years ago or 20 years ago?
Almost 30.
30 years ago. That's right.
I think. I lost track. I've been doing so many things that you lose exactly track.
Yeah.
But I think it's close to 30 years.
Okay.
Since I've been here.
So you grew up in Venezuela?
Yeah.
For everybody who's listening, I just want to get, because I know some of these things about you, but I want to get some of your background. So So what? So until you were about 20, 25, and
no, I came here when I was I think close to 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah, but I was going back and forth. You know, like I was going back to Venezuela, coming back here. You know, still not really decided what I was going to permanently do. Like you know, but I always had the vision in the back of my head that I really like it here.
Yeah.
It was safe, it was peaceful. You know, it's just a lot of things about American, you know, the United States really attract me. Like the culture, a lot of things, you know, that I felt that it was safe. And I made a right judgment call.
So it was kind of dangerous in your country back whenever you were
back
18.
when I was there. It's danger. You know?
What was going on there? What was so dangerous? Is it just like the people running the government, or the way?
No, it's just the street. You know, like you know, it's like if you have a nice pair of shoes or nice watch, you can be flashing that on you know, downtown, you know, whatever, of the capital. Or be in a public place. Sometimes you know, you'll have a person that they might just kill you for a pair of shoes. You know,
dude,
that can happen easily in those countries. You know, you can be kidnapped these days for, you know, if they think you have money. Over there, they'll do the same. When I was there, for a car, if you have a vehicle, a nice vehicle, or chain, you know, some jewelry, they will do something to you for that. So I didn't saw that when I came here. So I really like that about here.
Yeah. Do you think it's because like the people were so just oppressed and poor? Do you think that had something to do with it?
In a part, probably. You know, there was some of that, and I think it's also had to do with I don't know. I mean, if it's the way the law enforcement over there is not like here. You know,
what's the biggest difference? That's one thing I wanted to ask you about.
Law enforcement over there, you don't trust law enforcement over there.
Oh,
you know, it's like
they could be corrupt. You're saying?
Oh, they are a lot of times corrupt.
Yeah.
And there's no way to really nail the corruption, because if you think you're gonna complain to somebody, that person's actually probably the one that isn't handling all the corruption. So it's kind of like, I don't know. In here, I didn't saw that. I'm pretty sure in here it's also corrupted, you know, like police officers. It's anywhere in the world, but it's not. In the end of the day, here, you know, you can at least have some release that you can sue somebody here.
Yeah.
Over there, you can't sue nobody. Who the heck are you gonna sue over there? You know, so it's got to probably do also in part with that.
So lack of like checks and balances.
Oh yes, there's no respect. I didn't saw a lot of respect on that over there.
Because they have a lot of that same issue, like in Mexico with the cartels and the way the cartels run things over there. And I wanted to ask you about this while I'm thinking about it with the cartels and everything. What do you think about? I think that illegal drugs empower the cartel. Like drugs being illegal in the United States empower the Mexican cartel. What do you think about that? Do you think there should be certain illegal drugs? Do you think that drugs should be illegal in the United States? I'm just trying to get because I'm very curious I'm trying to figure out where I stand with that, and I don't know.
I think my point of view, the moment you make one drug illegal, legal, I mean, that's the end of society. So let's see. I don't do drugs. You know.
Yeah, I don't either.
so I'd say, well, some people want, for example, the marijuana to be legalized. I'm against that.
Okay.
But I respect if you want to do it.
Right.
But that's my opinion, my personal opinion, because I don't do drugs.
Right. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys smoke weed.
But a lot of guys don't do it like myself.
Right.
I don't do that. I completely against that. You know, I look at it, you know, like I respect everybody. But from my point of view, I like to be in control of myself. So the moment I see, you know, like I take him in the past for pain medication. One time I had prescribed for dental work that I have, and they prescribed me some pain medication, and I took it. And let me tell you something, that was I threw the stuff away. I was like,
didn't like it.
No, I felt like I was not in control of myself.
Oh yeah.
And that made me feel vulnerable. I felt like, you know, I don't feel this way, so I don't even know how people really, want to be that way.
Yeah.
Feel that way, like not in control in the South. But it's like I say, it's a personal.
To each his own.
It's a personal thing,
Right.
Some people love this, some people I don't. Some people may, whatever reason they do it, I don't know why they do it, but it's, I'm not gonna go in nobody's business about that. But personally, I'm against that.
Right. Okay. Well, that's what I was wondering, because when I talked to you on the phone a few weeks ago, and we talked for like an hour about your book. Jonathan has a book he's writing right now, and just tell me a little bit about the book, or tell the listeners a little bit about the book as far as what brought you to write this book and how that's coming along and everything. Because you're in the process of writing.
I'm in the process right now of writing this. And
we're gonna have you back on whenever you get done. And
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It is going to be, hopefully, I nailed it with this book. It's about politics. It's not about jiu-jitsu. It's so funny because I love jiu-jitsu so much, and I feel that jiu-jitsu is something that I use to embrace everything I'm doing in life, even politics. I thank jiu-jitsu for a lot of things. God first, and jiu-jitsu, that I'm able to I got surgery not too long ago. I was able to be back in training very soon. So many things, like when I was going through my first divorce, jiu-jitsu helped me to, it's a therapy. When things were falling apart in front of me, I was like, I don't care. Jiu-jitsu is a martial art that build a lot of resilience, that mental toughness you need to rebound back from, whatever life brings to you. So I was very thankful that I was doing that, and thanks to that, I'm able to do other things like right now, writing the book.
Yes, perfect.
And I think it's a good timing for that book.
Oh, it's perfect timing. Perfect.
The reason I'm doing that is because I feel very grateful for all the things that I accomplished in this nation. I couldn't when I started writing the book, and I started kind of getting into politics. It was probably 2 years ago, and I could have chose to just watch how everything is going right now in this country, and sit back and just be a bystander, But I follow, I wanted to say my story, from coming from a country where socialists is completely destroyed that nation. We went to be from one of the most richer countries in South America to one of the poorest ones, where people actually, are walking. I had a friend, they just came back from Venezuela, visiting his family over there this Friday. And he was telling me, dude, you don't understand. People are walking from this part to Colombia to Ecuador, just
Good
walking.
Gracious. Just trying to get away.
Yeah, just leaving everything behind and just walking whatever they have.
That's sad, man.
Yeah, with whatever they have in their hands, whatever they can carry, they just walk straight to the border.
Oh, my God.
Really? I said, yeah, man, it's no joke. This is no joke. Now you got the very, very wealthy and the very, very poor. And,
there's no middle.
There's no middle. That middle class people, everybody's struggling.
And you think that's due to socialism, basically, for the most part?
The most part is. Because it's an ideology that it rebounds back. Somehow this ideologies keep coming back. It just keep coming back with different type of forms and names. I think to me, socialist and communist is the same crap.
Right.
It's this idea that you're giving more power to the people. That's what they always preach.
Right.
But in reality, it's not.
How could it be? That's my thing. And we were just talking about this before the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my thing is, how could it be giving more power to the people when you're allowing the government to control?
You're allowing the government to get bigger. Yeah. So
right. Which is not what America was founded on. It was founded on personal liberties and freedom. Mm-hmm. And freedom, to me, communism is evil to me. Like, that's just the way I look at it. As communism is evil, because you got like China, for example. I mean, and then you'll even hear socialists try to argue that China is flourishing because of socialism.
No, it's not.
It's flourishing because of capitalism.
Yeah, free market.
Right, free market. And here's the thing. Like, are you willing to give up freedom of press, whatever else they take whenever they socialism's implemented? Because that eventually comes in all these countries.
The problem is that they, like I see right now here, and there was the same problem that was in Venezuela. That a lot of people don't know this, and the media would never allow for you to find out this. Is that in Venezuela, who do you think put Hugo Chavez in power was that wealthy, the media. They were the ones that put him in power. There were some people there that they felt like, this guy's, I don't trust this guy. But in the end, who put him in power is the media, the wealthy, thinking they were going to be able to control him. And when he got in power, the tables turned. The guy got sharp and said no. Those that put him in power were the first ones to flip the country to Europe, to Miami, to United States.
To flee the country.
Yeah, because they felt like, man, we created a monster we can now no longer control. And that's the same thing that I see today in this country, is how the media is pushing these so-called democratic socialists to everybody, especially the younger, the kid, the youth.
And they're buying into it. It's
because
a crazy thing.
It's like when you don't know something, and the information they're providing you is kind of like fake.
It's one-sided.
It's one-sided, and they don't explain to you. It's like, I'll invite you to stop anybody and ask him, define democratic socialist. Just define it.
Right. I've been trying to define it out.
And there's no answer.
I can't figure it out.
Look, there's an expression that they say, you can have, a sandwich, a poop. Still, what is it called? I heard somebody telling me one time, something about a sandwich. If you make a sandwich of poop, just because you put a sandwich in front,
sandwich. Yeah.
It's still a sandwich of poop, So that's
sandwich
the best.
Of poop. I've never heard it said.
You mean a sandwich?
Yeah,
shit,
I got
shit
you.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
I ain't a freaking casa.
It's all good, dude.
Okay, so you look at it, like where Democratic Socialists, the same thing. It's this idea they always they take it back, reshape, and send them back to society to see if they catch
Trojan horse.
Yeah, the Trojan horse.
Right.
Exactly. So right now we have what we used to call socialists and communists. Now it scares people to hear communists. For some believe it, they're okay with that.
Man.
And it's scary. And some they're scared with the socialist idea. No, they're scared. So in order to bring people, they're okay, but they're not. And then you put the Democrat in front, and it sounds really good. It sounds, it's democratic. It's socialist, but it's democratic. But in the end of the day, it's the same terrible, horrible idea.
Right.
It's socialist.
They just changed the name.
They just put it that, like talking back about the sandwich.
Well, the only way to get this, there's no example really. I mean, you got Denmark.
Denmark is not socialist.
Is it not?
No.
For some reason I thought it was socialism.
No, they have social programs. It used to be socialist, but now if you look at it, I think they have. They're actually more capital. We have more free market than we do. I believe their tax are lower on that for businesses, so they can. So it's actually they do still have social
socialized medicine too.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but there's so many things that people don't understand. When you talk about socialized medicine in a country like Denmark, look at the defense budget for those countries. It's nothing.
Well, a lot of those countries we support them.
We
protect our military.
We protect those countries. So if you look at it, they don't have a defense budget, right? In the United States, protect those countries. So in a way, the American society is subsidizing all this medical free in those countries. Somehow we're subsidizing for these people to have social whatever, it's called rationalized medicine.
Right.
Rationalized medicine. Because as with social, like in Canada, you don't have people going from United States to Canada to get a knee surgery or...
It's the other way around.
It's all the way around.
Right.
In those countries, like I just had a knee surgery. It's been, 4 weeks since I had knee surgery. I called my doctor. I already have They gave me right away. When do you want to do the surgery? It was like, and then I went to do the MRI. Well, I did the X-ray, did the MRI, and then from there, as soon as they saw the MRI, they said, hey, you qualify for surgery. You know, you need surgery. And when do you want to do it? He gave me the time. I gave him my time, and then I was booked for knee surgery. And like, it didn't took that long. I was like, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And you know, now if you are in a rationalized, you know, like Medicare for all, more like things like that, they're not a life and threat situation. So they're gonna be, you have to be put on the list. You know, in that list, might have 200 people in front of you. So whenever it's your time, is when you're gonna have that knee surgery or whatever. Something that is not a life threat, like arthritis, not a life threat.
Right.
A knee surgery, a shoulder surgery. You know,
what made them do it like that though? I guess, is that the way it just has to work if it's not? It
is. This is going back to so-called giving power to the government.
Yeah.
The government is going to tell you exactly how many MRI machines are going to be in the hospital.
Right.
The government's going to tell you exactly. The government's going to command all the moves that they're done.
They put regulations on everything.
Exactly. And then, as you know, there's nothing. If you can mention anything the government really do that is really, really good.
Nothing.
Okay,
Can't think of one thing, dude.
So look at the post office.
Yeah.
It's not really doing that well. I mean, so you got to look at it. The moment you say, oh, we're giving power to the people, but we actually allowing the government to tell us how many MRI machines are going to be in the hospital, when would you be able to have surgery on that knee? How much power we really gave to the people? I have power because when my insurer, I would say with me and the doctor, just nobody in the middle, right?
Right.
Agree when I was going to have surgery. That's the power to the people.
Exactly.
Not the other way around when I have to be in the line and wait for the government to tell me, hey, the knee surgery is going to be done in 4 months because there are so many people ahead of you.
That's where I'm at a loss. Like, I just can't follow it past the point of somebody who's for socialism telling me that it empowers the people. I cannot get past that.
It's a misinformation. And it comes to the point after a while, people are so brainwashed that frames go free. A lot of people love that free stuff. No, free, you don't have to pay. It's free. Everybody's getting it. Some other group of people like the idea that we're helping each other. So they also get caught up on that. Because I know people that, you know, we should help each other and all that, but it's not that way.
Yeah.
It's not that way.
Well, me and you can help each other. We know each other. So, like,
Yes.
on a level of family,
Mhm.
on a level of friends, like,
Yes.
we can be socialists. That's fine. We don't have to get the government involved and help. If I want to help somebody who I don't know, then that's on. If I want to do that, that's fine. I can do it.
But if you do the resource, it shows that the private sector actually is more, you know, helpful on the community than the government is. When do you ever heard?
I mean, I
the
believe
government
you without
have
even doing
charity,
the research.
you know, to give you something, you know, and not expect a return. Because even in welfare, they expect something in return. When they used to have a lot of people in welfare, they expect you to vote and keep whoever party is pushing this thing.
Yeah.
To keep them in power. You know, but when you have like charity places, you know, they build houses, you know, they give money and food and shelter, and there's a lot of places that do that. Private sector.
Right.
The private sector is actually where I got help whenever I need a financial, you know, loans that I got it from the private sector. I never got it from the government. All the loans that I ever got was from private sector. People that I knew, people, you know. That's how I got help in the government. I never went to the government.
That's how you started your business.
That's how I started. And the government never got involved in my life or anything. I never asked the government for anything, you know, to succeed in anything like that.
Right.
So, but it's a misinformation. The population, and not here, everywhere, think that the government should be involved in everything we do. And I couldn't
disagree more with that. Like, as far as the government being involved in anything I do, honestly, like, I get we got to have police to a certain
No,
extent. We have to have police. We have to have fire department. We have
Mhm.
to have roads.
That was the whole reason. If you read the Constitution and learn the Constitution of this country, that was the whole purpose. Because there's some things that we're not going to be able to do for ourselves.
Right.
Like, we're not going to, if we have another country trying to invade, then that's what we have an army.
Right.
That's what we have, armed forces to protect us. The fire department, police department.
Teachers, even teachers. So that did that come later as far as like public school system?
All the stuff come up later. But police department is something that we need, the government to interfere. I mean, think about you're trying to settle the score with your neighbor about some issue. No, there's no police, so you might go outside. Well, I'm going to shoot this guy.
Right,
He's
right.
going to shoot me back, and then we're going to score like a Wild Wild West type of thing, right? So the government is okay to be to a limit, but then we have the court system there to check and balance.